I'm Lily Woodham. I'm 20 years old. I play for Reading Women Football Club and I'm a Welsh international. Prefer to play left back or left wing, but anyway, really, yeah.
Lily Woodham of Reading.
Yeah, and exciting changes as well. Great to see the like Lily Woodham getting her chance today. You know, she's a very talented youngster.
Walters in the middle. She's not the only one. It goes over Walters' head, and it is 4-0. And Lily Woodham heads past the goalkeeper with such ease. Fantastic cross, and what a great moment that is for Lily Woodham.
She'll be so pleased, I'm sure, to get her first goal.
Goes back to the goalkeeper, Jonathan, and that is that, job done. And an all-important win for Wales in their quest for a place in the European Championships in 2022. It was totally one-sided, and Wales were rewarded with 4 goals. Helen Ward, as lethal as ever in front of goal, 2 for Tash Harding, and a great moment as well for young Lily Woodham.
Yeah, great opportunity for her today, and she took it with both hands with a superb finish.
Hello everyone, my name is Clow, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Reading and Wales international Lily Woodham. Hi Lily,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm good, thank you, all fine.
Good. So now Lily, I've got to start off by congratulating you on your first cap for Wales.
Thank you.
So if anyone didn't know, Lily made her international debut against the Faroe Islands 1 week ago on October the 22nd. Not only that, but Lily in fact scored on her debut in a 4-0 victory. Now, that's amazing to see. So what was that moment like for you, scoring for your country on your debut? It must be special, right?
Yeah, it was incredible when Jane said to kind of go and get warm and get yourself ready, you're coming on kind of thing. I couldn't believe it. It was a mix of like nerves, excitement. I knew my job, I knew my role, I knew I could do it. But yeah, going on to play for my country was a dream really come true. And then as the ball hit the back of the net, I kind of didn't know what to do really. Everything kind of stopped for a second. I went past the keeper and I just turned around and all the girls came over and celebrated with me. And the feeling of that was, I don't know if I could top it. I'm still waiting for. That's probably the best feeling I've had in terms of football in my career so far. But yeah, it was a dream come true, really.
Oh, good. So tell us more about your goal. Obviously, you were brought on by Jane Ludlow on 60 minutes. You're already 3 time, and then 6 minutes later, you actually scored your first touch.
I know.
So. Did you expect to be in the box at the time?
So no, the girls had obviously done really well to score the 3 beforehand. I think it was Tash and Hell's got 2 as well, so they were really good goals. So it was a good game to come on and like get involved with. So when I found myself in the box, I thought, and the ball was, usually I'm not great at headers, it's not really my forte, but as soon as Rowie, I think it was, put a really good ball in the box, I just kind of knew in that moment if I ducked or missed, it was going to be kind of, Lil, what are you doing? So I just had to go with it. The balls were really hard as well, weirdly. So to put my head on it, it just had to go for it, went for it, and it was a lovely cross. I just kind of had to direct it, and yeah, finding myself between the defenders and scoring was incredible, really. Yeah.
Would you say it's your best moment ever?
Yeah, in my career so far. I know obviously signing pro was up there as well. But yeah, to play for my country even is amazing, to follow in the footsteps that the likes of Jess, Tash, Rowie had, like all the girls at Reading, Sophie Ingle, and Helen Moore, all the players that are so senior and so good. Yeah, it was the best feeling to come on and score.
Oh, that's good. So let's step back and look back on your career so far. So how did you get into football? Like, when did it click to you that you wanted to become a professional footballer?
So from a very young age, probably from the around just 7, I used to play at the back garden with actually my dad and my brother. And they used to just kick balls at me and his friend. I just used to have to go and goal and just be a bounce board, really, just hit it off me. But yeah, from then really I found my love for the game, and I started playing for the boys, and I just really enjoyed like having the ball at my feet and just enjoyed having that time with the team. I quite enjoy being in that team environment, and yeah, playing football was just everything for me. And I kind of then went from the boys to obviously had to transition into a girls team then, which was actually Cardiff City Ladies at the time. And they were amazing. Playing for them was really good, and that's where I kind of developed into, okay, now this is something I really want to do as a dream of mine. Obviously the older girls were playing. I think it probably would have been semi-pro then. So I used to go, when I moved to Bristol eventually from Cardiff City. I went to watch. I can remember Tash has everyone. Lauren Dykes. It was Bristol in the Champions League against Barcelona, and it was at Ashton Gate. And I remember going and thinking, this could be me one day. This could be something that I do as a job, or I do as something I love waking up to every day. And yeah, as I kind of got older, I realised if I really wanted it and worked as hard as I could get somewhere with it, kind of thing. But yeah, I've always, from 7 onwards, I've always wanted this to be my job and something that I can do every day.
Nice. So you mentioned you signed for Bristol City in around 2017.
Mm-hmm.
The WSL at the time. What was that like for you, someone entering the biggest leagues, someone so young?
Yeah, I can remember actually my first training session with them, and it was just, for me, it was an easy environment to go into. The Bristol girls were amazing, so to go in at a young age was really easy to kind of settle into. In terms of football, it was kind of that step up then. So I'd obviously been at the age groups and development, but when you get to that kind of, you're in the professional environment now, and you're with senior players, you have to step it up and be able to compete at their level and kind of challenge them as well when they need you to. So it was pretty tough because they were decent, and it was a good club. And for me, going into it, it was all about learning and trying to take what I could from the older girls that were there at the time.
And then a year later, you signed for Reading,
Mm-hmm.
and you signed a professional contract. What was that like? Did it hit you then that you were like officially a professional footballer at the time?
Yeah, it's crazy because that's something that I'd been working towards my whole life. Really, I'd sacrificed a lot to go to training sessions, to get to games. My mum, my family did a lot for me in the time I was reaching that goal. So when Kelly said, like, we're going to offer you a contract this year, you've done really well, it didn't sink in for a while. I was buzzing. So my family and stuff came up, and we were there for like the signing and stuff. So when I left, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I've not achieved everything I want to, because I've still got a long way, but this is the first step in my career in the right direction for me to go and be the best that I can be. So I just couldn't believe it. Yeah.
So you made a few appearances for Reading, and then last season you went out on loan for Charlton Athletic.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like, moving clubs again so quickly, and then maybe dropping down into the Championship for a season? Did you enjoy that and relish your time playing?
Yeah. So for me, it was about getting that 90 minutes every weekend. So I kind of trained with Reading as well. So I still got that kind of WSL1 side of stuff, but going to Charlton and stuff was amazing. I really enjoyed my time there. The staff and the girls were incredible. I settled in quite well. But yeah, the Championship is a really tough league. There's a lot of competition. The games are tough. So for me, it was that kind of exposure to the women's game. Even though it was a league below, it was still pretty tough and hard for me. So it was enjoyable to kind of learn from actually playing. So it's completely different. I guess anyone would agree that playing in an actual game is different to training. So yeah, it was really enjoyable getting the minutes I needed, and I was injured a lot, so I missed a few games with the girls. But when I did play, it was that feeling of, okay, I've got a job to do today. We need to get the 3 points. We need to do everything we can to win this game. So having that feeling on waking up on a Sunday as well was incredible. That's what every footballer kind of wants, I think. Yeah.
So when you came back to Reading, did you feel you came back a better player?
Yeah, I feel like the experience and kind of the confidence I got from playing and knowing my level and where I was at in myself, going back into Reading was really enjoyable because I think it's more for me that is the confidence side. So when I know I can do things or I have the ability and more confidence in my own abilities, I kind of relish a bit more. So going back in and stuff, and it was nice to show Kel and obviously all the coaching staff that I had improved and I had come a longer way from the player they first signed. But yeah, obviously then we had COVID, so that was pretty tough, the lockdown, and then yeah, we're back in now, so I'm really enjoying it.
That's good then. So obviously you're now an official Wales international player, but you did play for the under-17s and under-19s. So how was that? Was that a good experience for you?
Yeah, I've been in the international setup for a long time now, and the age groups were so much fun. We always had the best time. We always really enjoyed going away, and I always loved getting the email through that, oh, you've been selected. Me and my mum used to run around the room celebrating that I'd got picked for the age group. So it was from 17s onwards. We had a lot of tournaments. We didn't qualify for a lot, but going away and being able to say, oh, I'm on a Wales international trip for my country was incredible. I remember having to tell school at the time that I'm not going to be here, and I felt amazing because I was like, oh, I'm not going to be here, I'm away with my country. So it was a crazy time, but yeah, to have come through all of the age groups and now be with the senior girls is a dream for me. Yeah.
How was balancing your school life with your football life then?
Oh God, yeah, pretty tough. I'd say when was it? Probably GCSEs was more tough because you kind of had to catch up, and that was kind of a serious right. You actually need to settle down now and do as much as you possibly can. So my school at the time, St. Tyler's, really helped me with that. So they helped me stay behind after school. They kept me in sometimes, and the teachers would always send me away with work. So we had education slots on camp. So we'd have an allotted amount of time where you could sit down and do some work and stuff. But yeah, in terms of college, whether I went as much as I could. I loved being there, but obviously the football side kind of then started to take over for me. I was more focused on doing that rather than school. But yeah, luckily I actually came out with some certificate, which was good. Yeah, but it was pretty tough. But I managed. My mum helped me a lot, and everyone around me, even the girls at football, the senior players, used to get on my back and make sure I was doing the stuff I needed to do. Yeah.
That's good to hear. So let's talk about your big call up then. Like, how did that happen? Did you get a call from Jane Ludlow, or was it an email? How did it come about?
The first time I got called up to the seniors.
Yes.
So that was, God, that was a while ago. I think I was 14. I might have been 14, turning 15. And it was just an email. You've kind of been selected to come away. It was actually, the game we had in that camp was against Reading. So we were actually playing the women's team back then, which was crazy. So yeah, I was 14. It was in an email, and yeah, I was so nervous to go. I knew one of the girls, well, a few of the girls to be fair, but Charlie Escort was one of my really close friends then, so she was there. So I had that someone at least to stick to. But yeah, it was just a mix of nerves, excitement. I was so happy. My mum was really proud. So for me, that was a big thing because she's always been someone that's done everything possible to make football like my dream, and she always has wanted me to achieve it. So to go on my first senior camp was incredible for me. Yeah.
And then what about your big call up? So into the first team for Wales. What was that like? How did you get the message that you're going to be involved with the first team players?
I'm pretty sure it was an email. So it was, honestly, I can't describe it. To play for your country is what everyone really, really dreams of. And especially for me wanting to do it from such a young age. Yeah, when the email came through, it was unbelievable, because at the time it couldn't come through to me because I was only young, and it went through to my mum, and she rang me. She's like, "You've been selected," and it was parties everywhere. Yeah, we were over the moon to have that email sent through and to look forward to going away. And I remember probably triple checking my case to make sure I had everything I needed to go away. But yeah, it was an immense feeling of just proudness and happiness, and then obviously working hard on the camp to try and keep my place, really.
So I'm a sports journalism student at USW, and I know your teammate Helen Ward quite well. She's teaches
Yeah.
a few times. So obviously she's Wales' record goal scorer and almost 90 caps to her name. So she has so much experience. Like, how important was she to you settling into the first team squad? Like, did she help you?
Yeah, so Howells has always been a big part for me going away on camp. They're players I've looked up to for my whole career. So yeah, Howells has always been a real help to me, always kind of advised me and told me, like, just giving me confidence. So when I'm training, she's always really positive and really helps me in terms of like what I need to do and what jobs I need to do on the pitch. But it's Hells, it's Soph, Tash, Jess, every single player in that senior setup who have been there for a long time, just has always kind of been a support. And being able to be around those players like Hells, who's scored that many goals for her country, is amazing. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to try and catch her up now. I'm on one. I need to get a few more to get there.
Well, 1-1, that's a very good record at the moment. So let's look forward. What are your plans ahead? You've got a bright career ahead of you. Any personal goals you want to achieve?
Yeah, I think for me now, it's kind of, I'm obviously 20, so I'm still pretty young, but it's at that age where I'm kind of looking to start and play 90 minutes for the club. So I need to keep working hard and competing. In the next, I'd say 5 years or so, hopefully I've solidified my place in a WSL1 club, and I'm playing, and I'm obviously playing for my country is obviously also a massive thing for me. I need to be working hard at my club for Jane to recognise and be able to pick me and stuff as well. So those two sides of it are really big for me. And then personally, I kind of want to keep being how I looked up to the players that I did, kind of that player that if girls work hard and they want to become a professional footballer, they know they can. So for me, helping with age groups, with younger girls to get involved and stuff is also a big thing for me, because it's always something I've dreamed of doing, and to be able to do it is incredible. So to help younger girls as well kind of achieve what they want to, and show that if you're willing to work hard for it, then you can kind of do it.
Great to hear. Do you have a specific position you want to nail down? Obviously, you mentioned you were a left back, but also a left winger. Do you want to stay forward, or do you want to stay in the back four?
Oh, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. I enjoy playing left back because you get a lot of the ball, and it's kind of, you see the whole pitch in front of you. But yeah, being away on camp and playing in those forward roles has obviously made me think a little bit. I could play on the wing. I could maybe score some more goals, yeah. But I've always kind of been a left back or a left winger. A left wing back, a mix of the two would be great. But yeah, it's that kind of, because I'm left-footed, it's that kind of side for me where I enjoy getting the ball, running at players, and yeah, either one of those two really.
I'm sure you'll do amazingly and achieve the success you want. Right, so I think that ends it there. Thank you so much, Lily, for talking to me.
That's no problem. Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure, and I wish you the best of luck for the future. So,
thank you, and have fun with your degree and stuff. Smash it.
So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye.